Okay, I'd like to do a little review of the 970 kabolite all electric version, not hydraulic. First of all, it's much heavier than I thought it would be. It's 23 pounds on my digital scale. I figured it'd be like 11, 15 maybe. No, it's 23. It's all electric servo, dipper, curl, boom lift, electric motors for tracks and swing, of course. They give you this radio with it, and it's a decent radio, but it is not flexible as far as being able to manipulate channels and things like that. So if you're looking to do that, that's a no-go, because inside of this little guy is all integrated PC board, which is amazing in itself because the curl, the dipper, the boom lift, the swing, the tracks, everything is proportional somehow off of a PC board. I don't know how they did that, but you know, awesome. Because normally with a PC board, when you push a joystick forward, it's either on all the way or completely off. Very little, if any, in the middle. And this is completely proportional. It is set up like a cat. And I can run cat. I don't like it. Since I was 19, I ran John Deere. And that's what my brain is programmed to. I'll be 58, so that's a few years of John Deere. I can run cat. I just don't like it. So if you're like me in like the John Deere setup, then you're in for a world of hurt, because this can't be changed through the radio to swap the dipper and the boom lift. It can't be done through the radio. It cannot be done through switching motor wires inside. I thought it could, so I did and tried it, and it acted like it was gonna work, and then the cylinder stalled out because they put different values on, like the boom lift versus the dipper. So when I swapped it, it didn't work well. So I had to put 3 speed controls in, because you can go off of their receiver that's in there to channels 2, 3, and 4, I think. That's what I did. And that's how you have to do it. And there's really no room for those in there, so everything's crammed in it. I mean crammed. I worked really hard to get that all screwed back down. So anyways, the radio, it's cool. Not flexible, but everything is programmed in there very good. The bucket's metal, but it has to be almost pure aluminum. It's the lightest bucket I've ever picked up. But it is metal. It's got to be a cast aluminum or something. Here is the mirror that my little boy, as soon as he saw this, he grabbed the mirror and pulled it off. But it just slips up there. They give you a tool kit with it. A pretty nice tool kit. Looks like the Lasso tools, just like them. So that's nice. They give you their version of what they think an operator looks like. Look at this guy. I don't think I ever showed up to work like that. But that's what they think an operator's face looks like. Like you're either scared to death that you're going to hit a high pressure gas line or fiber optics. Anyways, I don't know if any of my other guys will fit in there. They give you the battery, and it's the same battery, a little bit different capacity, but same voltage as what's in my kabolite K960 dump truck, which I love. So they're interchangeable. It's just a little bit bigger battery for the dump truck. It comes with these attachments, and they work really nice, including the hammer. That thing works really good. Very impressed with that. I just tried it out, and I didn't point this out to my wife because I don't want her yelling at me, but I hope the camera can see that. There's a hole right there. I can't tell if the camera is focused or not. Doesn't look like it. No, I can't get it to focus. Right there. All I did was hit that hammer just twice just to see if it had any impact, and boom, poked a hole. But I didn't tell her. So don't write it in the comments. She'll look at them and say, "You poked a hole in the table." It comes with a ripper. You do have to put all the pins and collars in. The pins and collars are already in the hammer, and they're already in the bucket that comes on it, but you got to put them in the grappler, and you got to put it in the ripper, which there's, you know, a collar on each end with a little bolt that goes through. It's all well made, so you're not fighting with threads not lining up and things like that. Now, the second part of this, I'm going to do a demo with it actually moving dirt and things, but I say, let's fire it up. Although my son and my wife are asleep, so I can't really run. It has sound and all that. So, of course, it's beacon or winky light, however you want to call it, is on automatically when it's on. It's also adjustable to whatever you like, or off. It's got a full set of lights, which my son was pulling on the boom lights. I wasn't thrilled about that. It has a set of decals. It gives you a picture of what they recommend the decals be put on like, and then you get a sheet of decals, which I have not put on yet, obviously. It has sound. I want to turn this way down. You adjust the sound up here. That almost sounds like a missile or a jet. But your sound volume's right here. But we don't want to turn that up. I'll leave it on just a little bit for a second. It's all active right now. So as soon as you pull back, my son's sippy cup's right there, so it's going to be my victim. The operation for your clam or your grappler is this, and it grips on it, and then it also slips because it's plastic and round. Maybe I can get a hold of it there. It's still plastic and round. Alright. I guess I probably ought to put that down and quit messing with it. That switch is how you... This switch is how, the big tall one, is how you close it. Center for stop and up for open. The lights, of course. The beacon. What's the sound? And I do have that sound turned down, but it's still kind of loud. So I'm going to turn the sound off for this part. But, well, you didn't get to hear the tracks though. The tracks, they're proportional. You can back up real slow and control. Or they'll move out. I just hit the pepper. It works very, very nice. Now I'll turn the sound off. It grips really good. Like I say, the hammer works really well too. It's actually a really impressive machine. Of course, plenty of power for lifting and so on. I don't know about digging yet. I haven't had it in the dirt yet. But I'm assuming it seems like it's going to be pretty decent. So, let me just demo the hammer real quick. Not on the table. I already made one mark. I don't need my wife complaining about that when she finds out, because if I do another one, she will see it. I'm surprised she didn't see this one. That works really good. This quick connect is a little, I don't know, I guess it works okay. It's just sometimes it has a little trouble reconnecting. It stays connected. I'm just going to do it in the air for a second. It's this little knob right here. But surprisingly enough, it's all metal. Surprisingly enough, it is quite a hitter. So, okay. Demoed the hammer. I'll pull that off. I'll put the lightest bucket I've ever felt in the world on. The hammer and grapple are a lot heavier than the bucket. Even the ripper is. Well, it might be close to the same. But there's the bucket. Now, since I put speed controls on it, it does curl further than it originally did. And it opens further than it originally did. So you got to be careful. If you go too far, it'll kind of get stuck. But that's her in a nutshell. Now the next part of this, I'll put the decals on and we'll see what it does in the dirt. So hang out for that. Okay, here is part 2 of the review, and this is the demo part. And I did a little bit of goofing around with it last night and dug a hole. That's compact dirt, but it still dug pretty good. Loaded my kabolite K960. Did some breaking last night. It did break that brick. Took a while, so I thought I'd do some breaking here. It broke that stone. So we're going to go ahead and break this limestone, and then some concrete and some bigger bricks, just to see if it can. And here are the engine sounds. Kind of sounds like a plane taking off, but it works. Now there is stop in the servo, so when you set it down, it doesn't necessarily stay there like that. Let's see if it'll break through that one. That's pretty thin. Yep, went right through it into my bucket. Alright, we're going to try a next material for the breaker, and we'll try this concrete. I did break that last night, but it took a while and quite a few bites to get actually for it to break. It wasn't quick. We'll see what it does with this piece of concrete. It'll have much trouble with that. It's not, that concrete's not very thick, and I don't think it's in that good a shape, so it might go right through it. It's only about a ½ inch thick. Oh yeah, broke it very easy. Had some success with the limestone and both that stone and that stone. They weren't very thick, but it also broke up that piece of concrete on the brick. And now I'm trying for a thicker one that's quite a bit thicker, just to see what it'll do. Get a decent shot of it. Try to poke in there. Have some success. I kind of doubt it. It's a little over an inch thick. Can't say it's doing terrible. It's just a little out of its league, I think. Oh, maybe not. Boom. It took a while, but it got it. That's about 1 1/8 thick, and it's newer concrete. Try some bigger pieces of brick, and then we'll move on to the other implements. Okay, we'll start off with a little thinner piece of brick. I did break that one, like I said, last night, but it took a long time. And I did just break that concrete, that stone, and that stone. So let's see what it does to this. It should, I think it'll go through this pretty quick. I could be wrong. turn that sound volume down just a bit, because that's a little intense. All right, that's a little better. Now let's track over here. I could just take it nice and easy. Try to scoot them close to get them in the, get them both in the, well, I guess I don't have to do them both. I can do them separate. It doesn't really matter. Grappler works pretty good, I think, so far. Actually, let's get this bucket out of here. My Siberian bucket for the 4200. I don't know if I can get a grip on it this way. Probably not. Maybe if I, nope. Slide off. So let's give it a little bit of a turn. That ought to be enough. Get a hold of the hangers. Out of the way. What's wrong way? Still getting used to the motors on that. We use the ripper a little bit. This is pretty compact material, and we'll see what it'll do. ripped up, it's going pretty good. It's slow, but I guess that's alright. I actually haven't charged that battery. I've been using it quite a bit and I never charged it. Actually look to see if I can increase the endpoints on the channels. So I think I'm going to pause right here and see if I can increase the endpoints to get maybe a little bit more speed out of the curl and dipper and the boom lift. Okay, I was able to take the endpoints up from 100% to 120. I don't know if it'll make any difference. Let's compare. Huh? It did. It made a little difference. I think it did. Seems to have a little bit more punch in the curl, the dipper. The boom lift still seems really sluggish. That's really hard in there. Make a difference. Moving a little bit faster. If that's as fast as I can go, it's at 120%. Does have more punch coming in on the dipper and the curl. I'm not really sure what the digging depth of it is. However, if it was really bad ground and I had to go deep, I would just use the big sister sitting there. I could use any one of them. But that's the newest one. It doesn't look so new right now because it's filthy dirty from being in the barn, but it is the newest one. Actually, this is the newest one, but of the big girls. Let me know what you guys think of this. I actually am very impressed with it. seems slower though. I can't explain that one. I turn the end points up and it seems slower. Let me know what you guys think of this machine. I'm very impressed, and all the implements work really good on it. I think it's a great deal. But let me know what you think. Thanks for watching.